Hi guys, welcome in if you are a first time viewer. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes, and to those of you who have booked a personal reading with me, please keep in mind that these are general messages, so do not take them personally. Take the messages that resonate and leave the rest behind. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find the information in the description box below. So let's get into these messages because I have been receiving messages of alignment literally all day. So get in here, grab a seat, grab your tea, grab whatever you need to feel relaxed and to tune into this message because we got a lot to cover. There are so many synchronicities that I have been receiving constantly throughout the day, right? So much information and alignment is packed within this full moon. So first, this is the full moon in Aries, right? Called the Hunter full moon. This energy in general, right, represents passion, excitement, big goals or dreams that you may have been working on are now becoming a reality, and it encourages big changes for you to take action, right? Aries is the first zodiac sign, right? And it's also a cardinal sign, right? Cardinal means chief, primary, right? Number one, right? It's the beginning, right? The start of autumn. It's also fire energy, intense passions, and new beginnings are coming into full force, right? Cardinal traits represent self-motivation. It governs creativity, ambitious, active, leaders, trendsetters, those who are strong-willed, go-getters. They take strong initiative, very self-expressive. They usually go through a lot of first-hand experiences, and they are attention seekers, right? Something you have been working on that is gaining traction, right? That's kind of what that attention-seeking energy is, right? Something that you have been putting energy or effort towards is gaining traction. It's picking up, right? You are getting ready to receive attention, right, for something that you have been working on. This full moon is also in conjunction with Chiron, right, which focuses on your primary point of pain. Chiron is located between Saturn, which is Father Time, and Uranus, who is the Greek god of the sky, right, the heavens. He is the husband to Gaia, Mother Earth, right? So this energy here is representing sudden, unexpected, radical changes, which are most likely going to cause a disruption in your life, right? Not in a negative way, but it is just radical change, right? There's a big shift, which is what we have been talking about in the previous readings. If you have not seen any of the previous readings, please feel free to take a look around, browse, shop. There are many messages that you may feel aligned to. Please do so at your own free will. This energy is also known for overturning established structure. So exactly what I just said. Things that you have, the way of life that you have been living, right, is getting ready to be shifted, right? Things are getting ready to be changed, right? This energy also rules freedom, right? Chiron also rules freedom and originality, right? Uranus is considered the mad scientist of the solar system, right? It encourages big inventive ideas. Uranus is also known as the Great Awakener, right? It brings about new life changes and breakthrough. It's a generational planet, right? Because it moves through each zodiac sign every 7 years, right? So that speaks to your legacy, right? That speaks to your generational influence. Saturn, right, is the Greek god Kronos, or the equivalent of the Roman god Saturnus, right, which represents discipline. It represents structure, responsibility, boundaries, planning, preparation, and time, right? It encourages you to make a vow, to honor your commitments, right? We spoke about commitments yesterday in the reading, right? This Saturn teaches life lessons. It pushes people to overcome obstacles, right? Saturn also symbolizes long-term goals, right? Which is also legacy energy, right? It encourages hard work and your perseverance. It guides you along the process of maturation, right? Maturing, right? While discipline isn't always easy or pleasant, it can help us grow, embracing and understanding the challenges of responsibilities in our lives. It helps us to expand ourselves out of the foundation of structure, right? So in astrology or Greek mythology, Chiron is represented as a centaur, right? A half man, half horse, right? He's known for his wisdom, his knowledge of medicine, and he is a healer. He's an oracle and was a teacher, right? Chiron is known as the wounded healer, which exposes our deepest pain, how we address this pain, and how our own healing powers have the ability to help others. I know that was a lot of information, right? But take your time, rewind, right? Really kind of just like jot down what stood out most to you, right? As it kind of aligns to what energies we have been kind of following for the past few months, right? Because this full moon is major. The energy surrounding this moon is life-changing, to say the least, right? There are so many signs of alignment that were just, even in those messages that I received, right? It speaks to your legacy, right? Your discipline, your commitment, it being the 10, right? Remember I said yesterday that this full moon was going to be the start of, it was going to be the transition point, right? 10. And even though today is not one is represented in the frequency of Aries, right? That starts the new beginning, right? That starts the new passion. That starts this new change, this new transformation, right? In a new passion, in a new desire, in a new frequency of your faith, right? Your discipline, the things that you find yourself committed to, right? The things that you are vowing yourself to, right? Again, whether this can be a new lifestyle for you, it can be a new mindset. These can be habits that you're letting go of or picking up, addictions that you're dropping, right? New sources, new resources, right? New connections, whether you're connecting yourself to, again, like people, places, things, experiences, right? This can be a relationship of any kind, business, partnership, family, friendship, romantic partnership, right? This is a general message, so take it how it resonates. But there's so much alignment, right? And definitely do your own research on Chiron, do your own research on Saturn, Uranus, and how those frequencies kind of align to what shifts you are experiencing at this time, right? So what message do you have for the collective at this time? Help me to articulate a clear and concise message in order for it to be received in the way that you want it to best be received. Help me to see what it is that I need to see to get the message across as clear as possible. And help me to deliver any messages that you deem worthy in order to serve your highest good, for the highest good of humanity with harm to none. What messages do you have for the collective at this time regarding this energy surrounding the full moon? Also know that I do offer full moon readings. So if you would like to book a full moon reading to know how this energy is going to be affecting you personally, please feel free to click that description box below. Check out the link, right? I have many different readings, but the full moon, definitely book the full moon reading to see how this energy is connecting to you personally, right? What messages do you have for the collective at this time regarding the energy surrounding the full moon? Look, change, balance, things are being shifted. This is also 7. Your legacy, right? 7 speaks to cycles, right? 7 is usually the amount of time that a cycle exists, right? solitary, and the Goddess. You have manifested something. Something you have manifested is coming in. Unconditional. This came out yesterday. Guys, something you've manifested is coming in full force. This energy is so powerful. And look at the moon shining behind her. Right? There's an awareness. There's a sense of enlightenment. Right? Again, because you have been following this intuitive guidance you have been receiving. Right? You have been listening to your subconscious. You have been listening to your surroundings. Right? You have been listening to your circumstances, right? And allowing yourself to understand what fine-tuning you need to do in the areas in your life in order to kind of construct this sense of improvement, right? So that you are able to continue on this journey of growth and expansion, right? So that you're able to create this life that you are desiring, right? So again, if you've been listening to certain conversations so that you are aware of, who to talk to, what to say, how to say it, right? When to say it, what not to say, right? You have been listening to your body, right? What do I eat? What do I not eat? What do I need to incorporate more of in my diet? What do I need to let go of within my diet? How do I need to incorporate certain exercises, right? You have been kind of listening to your skill set, right? What areas do you need to improve certain skills, right? So that you are able to kind of increase the value of the life in which you are living as a whole. Right? You have been listening to your subconscious so that you are able to discern the places in which you may not be healed in the ways that you think you are. Right? And so listening to your subconscious, journaling, right? Any type of artistic expression or releasing, right? Exercising, kind of moving that energy and shifting it, right? Balancing your chakras as a whole, right? You have been acknowledging the areas, again, how to increase the value of the life you are living as a whole in general, right? How to release yourself from certain traumas that were holding you back. How to set certain boundaries in order to increase your confidence and your courage, right? How to strengthen your confidence and your courage. How to strengthen your faith. How to strengthen your belief in yourself, right? And the things in which you are manifesting. Right? You have spent a lot of time getting to know self, right? You have been spending a lot of time with yourself, right? Trying to understand yourself, understanding the world around you, understanding the world within you, right? So that you're able to kind of use this energy of alchemy, right? I'm sensing like the Temperance card is balance, right? So that you're able to use the negatives and turn them into positives. Those lessons and those experiences that you had that you may have felt have just like caused your world to crumble, or may have caused you to be stagnant, or they may have placed you in a sense of burden or depression or anxiety, right? Whatever it may be for you. Using that energy, those frequencies, those lessons, right? Those experiences, and giving them value so that they have a way of transforming your life for the better. Right? Not just sitting on them, not just ruminating over the negative aspects, but using them as a way to propel you forward so that you never have to go through that experience again. Right? There's a lot of growth that you have experienced within this energy, right? There's a lot of commitment that you have made to yourself. There's a vow that you have made to yourself to never go back to something, to never experience something again, right? To never relive something, right? To not pass something on within the legacy in which you're creating. And you are keeping that promise to yourself with this unconditional love, right? You have transformed that energy, right? With the Two of Cups here. There's balance within the love that you have created for yourself between you and the universe, right? Between you and whoever it is that you are connected to, whatever it is that you are connected to, right? There's a strong sense of peace that you have created for yourself, right? Because there is a strong sense of you have created this world around you where it feels secure, right? It feels stable. It feels very firm. It feels like nothing can kind of rock this world that you have created for yourself, because you know that even if something were to come and kind of put a divot in what it is, you know that you have the necessary boundaries. You know that you have the necessary knowledge, the necessary awareness, the grit, the strength, the perseverance, the commitment, right? You have what it takes to build it all over again if it were to come crashing down. So there is no doubt in your mind that it would be even easier the second time, right? But because you have that knowledge, because you have those lessons, right? And because you have that awareness, you're not going to allow anything to come in and put you in that position again, right? That's the blessing. That's the lesson, right? You have put yourself in a position where you are protected from going back to that state of being where you're having to build yourself up again, right? You're no longer having to build something that was crumbling down. You're now only building on the foundation in which you have already created for yourself, right? There's nowhere to go but up. Right? There's nowhere to expand but outwardly, right? And inwardly, right? Because you have listened to yourself. You now know what your voice sounds like. You now know what God's voice sounds like, the Most High, the universe, right? You are aware of the alignment in which you have to the world around you. Spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, right? You are aware of those different elements of your reality, right? They all exist as different entities within themselves, right? And so you are aware of how to balance those things. You are aware of how to increase those things, how to transform them to make them work for your benefit and for your good, right? Even if you have to do it all alone, even if you have to do it all by yourself, right? But again, this energy that we've been feeling, there's definitely a sense of community coming around you, right? Whether this be friends, whether this be business partners, whether this be lovers, whether this be new family members or distant family members, or maybe family members that you have kind of lost connection with, right? There is a sense of community in a sense, right? You may be kind of creating your own family in a sense, right? Because there's a transformation here again within this space of solitude, right? So this space of solitude that you're in right now, your self is in the center. I just realized that. You are at the center of this change, of what it is that you're receiving, of what it is that you're manifesting, what it is that you're calling in, right? You are at the center of this new world. You are the center of your own world. And because you know that, you have, again, that stronger sense of confidence and courage, right? There is no codependency, right? You have reached that place where you have awareness of the difference between codependency and interdependency, right? You don't have to depend on someone to fulfill a part of yourself in which you feel that you're lacking, because you're not lacking. You are the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, right? Or the King in any of those aspects, right? There is no gender in tarot. But there definitely is like the frequency of you being fulfilled in every sense of the way, right? Again, within your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, your physical reality, your emotions, right? Your finances, right? You are fulfilled in all of those aspects. And so anything that comes in is going to be an addition. It's going to add value, but you're not going to rely on it because you already have the reliance you need within yourself, right? So again, anything additional is going to be a blessing from God, right? It's going to be a blessing. It's not going to be something that you are going to need or something that you're going to require, because you have created the requirements in which you see you needed fulfillment within in your own space, in your own life. Yeah, there's so much energy coming through here, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to like get it all out within this reading. This energy is so strong, so potent. If you have not looked outside to see the full moon, please do so. It is so beautiful, so bright, and it is so close. Definitely get a look at the full moon tonight. Sit under the full moon, right? Charge yourself, your body. Meditate under the full moon to kind of rest in this passionate energy, right? Rest in this energy of drive, right? Of perseverance, of discipline, of commitment, right? Definitely, if you feel like you need a boost, if you feel like you need that sense of encouragement, definitely go outside and meditate under the moon. If you do the crystals in the water, do that as well. Whatever you practice, right? Clarify, alchemic. The Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles with the Emperor underneath. You're disciplined. You're committed to the things in which you require, right? You're stable. You don't need or want for anything. Everything that you desire is already yours, right? You are secure. Your faith is firm, right? And that's something that nobody can take from you, right? Your faith, your traditions, your values, your morals, right? You have a sound sense of mind and what it is that you believe in, right? And what it is that you incorporate into your life, right? And how you increase your mind and how you increase your knowledge and how you increase the stability of your emotions, right? And how you increase the firm faith within your spirit, right? And how you increase your finances or any other sources of currency in which you accrue, right? There's a strong sense, right? Because you have a very strong connection to God. You have a very strong connection to the Most High, to the universe, right? You are in alignment with this space of safety and security, right? You are very protected, right? There is this sense of balance within your resources, right? Because again, you have this ability. Look, the Goddess of Pentacles, which is, in this deck, it will be represented as the King of Pentacles, but this is an all feminine deck, so there are no masculine energies outside of the Emperor in this deck, right? And even the Emperor is balanced out within a feminine energy. But then you have the World, right? Because whatever it is that you have committed yourself to, whatever it is that you have, whatever faith that you practice or whatever it is that you have kind of disciplined yourself in to kind of remain within this balanced energy, it is bringing a shift in your life, right? You have been using not only like a sense of creation, but you've been using strategy to create, right? You built a connection with these resources, right? So it's not just you obtaining them, but it's you building a connection with them in order to kind of sustain that relationship so that you are able to be in alignment with the things that you need and when you may need them, right? So when you may need a sense of mental peace, right? Creating a connection between your mind, right? Your thoughts, right? What are you thinking? How are you thinking, right? What are you overthinking, right? What are you not thinking about enough, right? What thoughts keep coming up, right? Even when you're in meditation, right? So you have built this relationship with your thoughts so that you're able to be aware of when you need a sound peace of mind, right? When you're overthinking a situation that doesn't make sense, right? You have built a connection within your emotions, right? So you are not emotionally driven, but you are able to use them as a source of intelligence, right? You're able to use it as not a way of thinking of being, but again, as an extra resource, right? You have built that connection between learning the difference between lust and love, right? Again, that's connected to your emotions. And you are aware that there are more than a handful of emotions available to you. And that this life, this circumstance, this reality is meant for you to experience the full measure of those emotions, right? To all depths, right? To all frequencies, right? You have built a strong connection within your spirit so that you are aware of when you are feeling discouraged, when you're feeling confident, right? When you need to strengthen your faith, right? When you need to kind of lean more into your faith and less of your flesh, right? You have built a strong connection within your finances where you are able to use your money more wisely, right? You're being more disciplined. You're not spending on frivolous things, but things that are going to accrue interest, right? You're investing in things that will accrue interest in whatever, like in the best way possible, right? I hope that makes sense, right? So investing in things that build you up, right? Not diminish the value of what it is that you have accrued, right? And so you're definitely in this strong energy of again having this connection within the resources that are available to you through this sense of spiritual connection to God, right? Through this sense of spiritual connection within yourself, right? And the connection to everything that you have created for yourself, that sense of balance, that sense of peace, right? Clarify solitary. The Three of Wands and the Chariot with the Devil, right? You've manifested something that you have envisioned is coming in, right? The Devil card speaks to your subconscious, right? I read energy, not cards, right? So this energy here, this frequency speaks to something that is being brought in from your subconscious, right? Something that you have manifested, something that you have envisioned, something that you have meditated on, something that you have prayed for, that you have kind of obsessed over in a sense where not only have you thought about it, but you've written it down. You've made it plain. You've made a plan, right? You have written down the details. You've written down the steps, the goals in which you will need to acquire this desire, this dream, right? This destination. You have not only written it down, but you've also taken action towards this desire, towards this plan that you have put in place, right? There are many steps that you have taken, right, in this energy of, temperance, balance, right? Again, this Devil card is not something that is like, a bad addiction. It's an obsessive energy where it's balanced out by this temperance, right? So it is something that you have given to God, right? You have spoken about it. You have manifested it. You have made it plain. You have made your desires known to the Most High, to God, to Source, right? To the universe. And not only that, you have taken action towards it, right? You're not just running on a hope, a wish, and a prayer, but you're actively living as if you already exist within that reality. And because you are already existing within that reality of manifestation in that way, it's coming in full force with this full moon energy, right? You've remained disciplined, right? You have gotten to know the darker sides of yourself in order to heal them, right? That's that Chiron energy, the wounded healer, right? You have gotten to know the parts of you that weren't so pretty so that you were able to kind of dress them up and heal them in a way where you didn't feel insecure about them, right? But you understood that it's not an insecurity, it's just an area for improvement, right? You don't see things as something to be insecure about, right? You now see areas of growth, right? You now see places to take action, to manifest, right? To achieve that desire in which you are looking to exist in within that reality, right? Because you're seeing things, it just keeps coming. The Hanged Man and the Eight of Pentacles. You actively have this way of kind of looking at things from a different perspective, right? You're no longer allowing yourself to stay stuck in your fleshly manner, right? You are leaning more towards your faith, right? Kind of holding on to hope that, again, everything that you put effort towards will bear the fruit that you desire to see from it, right? And it is. That's very true, because this energy here is definitely speaking to what is coming in for you, right? It is also, you maybe have kind of like receiving new ideas, new passions very quickly, right? Things that you, this energy also may kind of re-spark something within you, right? So you may receive a whole bunch of new creative ideas, right? That's that Aries energy, right? And with the moon card, there's like a sense of enlightenment with it, right? So with these new passionate desires, with these new projects, you may feel like you're receiving a lot of creative ideas, a lot of creative endeavors, or you may feel called to manifest more things within your reality, right? You may get a sense of inspiration to kind of manifest new things, right? New ideas, new businesses, right? New connections, right? New things to value in your life, in a sense, right? And it's kind of going to come in all at once with this full moon energy. It's definitely as if it's going to be like, oh, you're going to like something that you have been working on may have kind of felt stuck and stagnant for a little while, and out of nowhere you're going to get this spark of inspiration that's going to help you to move that forward in a way that it is able to kind of accrue some sort of growth within that aspect, right? Such powerful energy, such beautiful energy. I'm going to take these out as well. You've also learned how to like not let your fears overtake what it is that you have kind of created, right? You're no longer in a space where you are allowing your fears to outshine your faith, right? You kind of welcome that energy of looking into your subconscious. You kind of welcome that energy of facing your fears and overcoming certain challenges when it comes to who you are and who you're desiring to be. Right? So maybe you may be a little bit shy. Well, in the past, you may have kind of ran from that energy, whereas now you kind of embrace that energy as a way to kind of improve your public speaking in a way, right? Where you're no longer afraid to kind of share your thoughts. You're no longer afraid to let people know what you're thinking, or to be forward in your speaking, be forward in your thinking, right? Be forward in your ways of self-expression, right? It doesn't even have to be speaking. That can just be self-expression in general, right? Maybe you're into fashion and before you were kind of reserved, whereas now you're more open to kind of using that self-expression as a way to get your point across, right? Now you maybe it's an artistic endeavor and like a way of painting, or however it resonates for you, right? But again, there's definitely the energy here of you kind of like welcoming your subconscious as a way to overcome your fears, right? You're kind of more accepting of your subconscious being, your subconscious thoughts, right? You no longer fear what it is that you kind of try to push to the back of your mind, but you kind of put a flashlight to it so that you're able to acknowledge it in a way, so that you're able to heal it, so that you don't pass it down within the legacy in which you are create, right? That's that Chiron energy. Clarify the goddess. The world came right back out. Remember, we saw it just a second ago, and it was in the energy yesterday. One more card. The Nine of Cups with the Hermit. There's a spiritual desire. Again, this is that sense of emotional fulfillment where you're no longer codependent on certain things. You're no longer codependent on certain mindsets, certain habits, certain ways of existence, right? You're no longer codependent on your friends. You're no longer codependent on maybe what your friends think about you or what they say about you, right? You don't use outward sources as a way to validate who you are internally, right? Because you know who you are spiritually. You know the power that you have, and you are aware of the ability in which you carry to shift the world within you and shift the world around you, because you've done it time and time and time again. And this time is no different, right? It's only happening at a much larger scale, right? So again, before, like looking back, you may have realized like, wow, I really pulled myself out of that situation. I really transformed that to work for my good, right? I really used that situation to the best of my ability, and I kind of built on that foundation. And now I feel safe and secure, right? But this time is no different. It's just going to be to a much larger magnitude, right? This energy is so strong. It's so powerful. I really cannot explain, like, again, the shift that is going to happen, right? At the beginning of the month, right? When I did that 10-10 portal energy, or it was also may have been mentioned in the October forecast, where I said this month is going to identify endings and new beginnings, right? Because tens represents endings and ones represents new beginnings, zeros and ones, endings and new beginnings of cycles, right? That repeat themselves, right? And this energy today, this full moon is the one, right? This is the one. This is the new beginning. This is the restart, right? This is the refresh button, right? Where you're repowering, right? You're getting a refresh, right? I can't make it any plainer than that. But you have reached this sense of fulfillment, right? Again, no longer being interdependent on the world around you, no longer seeking validation from having a lot of money, or no longer seeking validation from having to be the smartest one in the room, or no longer seeking validation from having to know as many people as you know, right? Or being the most popular person in the room, or being the one that gains the most attention, right? You are in a more reserved space where you are welcoming this space of self-validation, right? Where you know who you are. You're more accepting of who you are, and you don't seek that space of fulfillment from outliers that exist in the world outside of you and the one that you create, right? You're very blessed, very pleased, right? Very peaceful, very balanced, right? You have the ability to, again, the Nine of Cups also speaks to like the Midas touch, right? Somebody who has the ability to create whatever it is that they want in this life, right? And so you are aware that you have the power to not only shift your world, but to shift other people's world, right? Because again, that power that exists within you is so much joy, right? You carry so much peace. There is a light inside of you that magnifies everybody around you, right? And that can either make people hate you or make them love you, right? It can make them hate you if you kind of mirror that energy back to them, in which they are portraying to you and they aren't necessarily ready to look at themselves, right? But it can also make them love you if they are willing to receive that sense of warmth, if they are willing to receive that sense of safety and security that they receive from just being in your presence, right? So much energy, so much energy coming through. Let's pull 4 cards. If anything, I'll probably do another reading, right? Tomorrow, maybe, to see what additional messages come out. But we're already at 40 minutes about. We're at 36 minutes. So I don't want to make this reading too long. So we'll just close this out here. Any final messages you have for the collective at this time regarding this full moon? 1 card for what we can learn as the major lesson. 1 card for the opportunities we can create surrounding this message. 1 card for what we can meditate on as the focus of this message. And 1 card for the new cycles and habits we can innovate to contribute to our growth and expansion surrounding this message. There's a much more, look, liberation, freedom, etheric chords to create whatever it is that you desire within this legacy, right? You know that the legacy in which you create is going to be one of purity. It's going to be one of clarity, right? It's going to be one of consciousness. It's going to be one of knowledge, of wisdom, of abundance, of wealth. Anything that comes from you is going to generate wealth, right? Because you are wealth within yourself, right? So anything born from your wealth is going to generate more wealth. That's the legacy you're creating. That's the freedom in which you have created within the reality in which you are existing in, right? So beautiful. 1 card for the opportunities we can create surrounding this message. Divine lineage and level up. Literally exactly what I just said. Anything that comes from you is going to generate wealth because you have created wealth, right? Lack does not come from abundance. Abundance comes from abundance. Lack is born from lack, not having enough, right? Now you can transform lack into abundance, but Wealth generates more wealth. It generates more freedom. It generates more security. It generates more safety, right? It generates more resources, right? It builds on the resources in which you have already created for yourself, right? You're growing. This full moon is leveling you up. You're getting ready to experience, to see, to envision, to walk in this blessing, this manifestation that you have created for yourself and for the legacy in which you have created from you, right? Because again, also a couple readings back, I mentioned that the legacy in which you're leaving is not only a dream from you, but it's also a dream from your ancestors, for the ones that have come before you. So you're not just doing this for the people that you're impacting in this world, but you're also doing it for the ones that have come before you, right? Bringing their dreams into a reality. Not because you carry that burden or that responsibility, but because they have blessed you. They have trusted you with the honor, right? In the vow in which you have made to bring those dreams and realities into this existence, right? To grow, to continue to expand on the legacy in which you were born from, right? This is a birthright that exists within your bloodline, right? It's not something that you are again, it's not something that you're creating for yourself, but it's a birthright that you are continuing, right, based on where you have come from and everything that is going to be born from you. Whether that be businesses, whether that be creative ideas, whether that be inventive technology, right? Whether that be career opportunities, physical families, right? It's going to resonate for each of you differently. One card for what we can meditate on as the focus of this message. Wounded healer, Chiron. You're healing something in your bloodline. Radical rebirth. Guys, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this stuff up. You really cannot make this stuff up. You're healing something within that, like generational trauma. That phrase is so over spoken, but that's what this is. You're healing something that has been passed down within your lineage, and it stops with you. It's no longer going to continue with you, whether that be a fixed mindset, whether that be lack in any way, your mind, your emotions, your body, your spirit, your finances, right? Whatever area in which this generational trauma was affecting you, it stops with you and it changes. It's going to shift with the energy of this new moon, right? You're being reborn, right? Everything that comes from you, through you, for you is going to be reborn, right? It's not going to have to experience the things that you have experienced, right? Everything that comes from you is not going to have to learn the lessons that you have learned, right? They are going to, again, continue the wealth in which you have already created. There's no going back. Meaning, again, everything that comes from you, it stops with you. No more lack, no more fixed mindset, no more stagnancy, right? There's only growth and expansion that's going to be born from you. So definitely, again, keep in mind, if you need to take a step back to kind of do a little bit of self-reflection, just to acknowledge where you have come from, right? Where your ancestors have come from, what they have had to deal with, and how you have been the pillar of strength within those times, right? In kind of learning those lessons that they couldn't learn, right? Stopping those cycles that they didn't have the strength to stop or the opportunity to stop, right? Creating new avenues or ways in which they didn't have the space to create, right? You have done so much for your legacy, right? Again, your bloodline, right? That you're being so blessed for everything that you have learned, for everything that you have overcome, for everything that you have healed, right? Because the job is not done. It's only getting ready to pick up in a way in which you're going to use that knowledge to heal others around you, right? The impact that you're getting ready to have on the people around you is going to be massive, right? The legacy that you are going to leave is going to be worldly, right? You're going to touch people around the world. It's going to be life-changing with your knowledge, with your wisdom, with the things that you create, with the guidance you receive, right? With your intuition, right? With all the things that you know. One card for the new cycles and habits we can innovate to contribute to our growth and expansion. This is such a beautiful energy. So freeing, right? And it feels like a breakthrough, right? This is that wave that I was speaking of yesterday. The dam is being broken and the wave is getting ready to rush in. Blessing after blessing after blessing after like it's not going to stop. There's going to be a wave of anointing over you, right? A wave of protection, right? You are protected from your ancestors, by your ancestors, right? One card for the new cycles and habits we can innovate. Shine and surrender. You have shine and surrender because you have let down those walls. You're more open to showing yourself. You have opened yourself up to that certain level of growth, right? Allow yourself to accept this change. Allow yourself to accept this new love coming in. Allow yourself to accept these new opportunities and these blessings that are getting ready to pour over your life because you deserve it. You have earned it, right? It's not happening by chance. You are worthy of this blessing, this anointing, this new life that you have created for yourself, right? You deserve it. You have put in the work. You have learned the lessons. You have applied the lessons, right? You have created new opportunities. You have created wealth for yourself, right? You have looked into your subconscious and you have accepted yourself for all of who you are, right? Not just the parts that you portray yourself to be, but for all of who you are, flaws and all, right? Such a beautiful message. So surrender to this new phase, to this new opportunity, to this new life, new you that you're getting ready to experience. Because it's stable, it's secure. You're going to be protected within this new phase. You're going to be blessed within this new phase, right? You have nothing to worry about with this new legacy that you are leading, right? But that is the message that I have for you guys. I hope that it resonated. I know for a fact that if you made it to the end of this video, you have found something in it that is worthy and valuable to you. If you feel like this video resonated with you in any way, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you would like to tune in to more channels, more messages. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.